Are you enjoying the air, Ori? And then we have the little creeper cat over there. Darcy! Here he comes. Oh, we run. It's gonna close on you. Oh no. Oh no. Get it, Dorothy. You staying out there? You gonna pounce? You gonna pounce? He's just sniffing leaves. She gonna pounce. Oh no. The cats have been running around and going crazy, so I just kind of wanted to film them for a second. But today's Sunday. I believe this is the start of the 8th week of the Les Miserables reading challenge. I've not read my chapter yet today because we spent the morning like cleaning the chinchilla cage and we're getting ready for D&D because we thought it was going to be yesterday, and then one of our friends wasn't feeling very well, so we moved it to today. So yesterday ended up being a lot different than expected. And so I just kind of wanted to pop in here to do the introduction because I feel like the next chapter I read in Les Miserables, I'm gonna actually find out like where Jean Valjean wins, like if he actually did deal with the guy who is being mistaken with him, or if he's getting Cosette first, because I don't know, I'm just so confused about the order he does this in. So, goodness, crazy noise. So I'm really excited to find the answers to that. Well, I was trying to sort the laundry in the laundry basket, and right when I threw some in, this boy decided to jump in. What are you doing? Is that your laundry basket now? Are you going to eat the basket now? Or are you just going to get comfy? What are you doing? Yeah. What doing? He just put his leg through the side of it. Majestic. So majestic. Today is Monday. It's the next day. And I'm just giving a quick little update here because I am not having a good day. Today I have an appointment to go see the specialist for vertigo. And I have to leave in like half an hour or less than kind of deal. And I don't even know if I'll be able to communicate with the doctor because here, English speakers pretty much use the website Doctolib to make like all their appointments because it tells what languages the doctors speak. However, I've noticed, and a lot of other people have noticed, a lot of times that is wrong. I've been burned several times by it saying that the doctors speak English, and then you go for the appointment and they actually don't speak any, so then it's like, can't really have this appointment now, can we? Like, it's one thing to have a normal conversation in French, like, that's okay, but then having to try to specifically like say how you're feeling, like what's wrong with you, what's been happening, and having to try to use medical terms, like I don't know those words. Like, I'm sorry, it's not in everyday speech, so I don't know those words. So it's something that I'm just not able to currently do, so I need someone that I can talk with in English. So that's one thing I'm really worried about. I'm just completely anxious about this. I've honestly just been trying to keep it together so far today, and on top of that, I didn't read my chapter yesterday because yesterday was just kind of go, go, go from start to finish. Like, I was doing productive things until I got into bed kind of thing. So I just did not have the time. So honestly, today when I get back from my appointment, I'm honestly just hoping to like crawl into bed and just read several chapters of Les Miserables, but we'll see if that'll actually happen. It's still super freaking windy here. I'm sure some of you have heard of a storm Eunice, which is kind of hitting Europe right now. It's hitting northern France here, but we're getting like all that crazy wind. And it's been like that for like 5 days now, so I'm really hoping that'll start dying down soon. So yeah, this isn't exactly the start to the week that I was hoping for, but honestly, we don't have any plans between now and D&D next weekend, so I'm really hoping I can have like a rest day after today because my body is screaming. Like, I am in so much pain. I'm so exhausted. I really just want to sleep right now. And I'm just gonna try and get through these next few hours. So it's several hours later. I think it's probably around like 5 or something like that. I just got done reading like 5 or 6 chapters of book 7. I completely finished book 7. I am now on book 8 of Les Miserables. But first, I just want to mention my appointment actually went a lot better than I was expecting. I was the only one in the waiting room, and I literally had to wait for like a minute. And my doctor spoke enough English where we could get by. And I always kind of think it's funny because I obviously try to speak as much French as I can. So I'm speaking French, but then the doctor is speaking English. So I don't know. It's always such a ridiculous like moment. But it was a pretty short appointment. It was just like 20 minutes, but I got some answers. Basically, she thinks it's probably a messed up nerve, and I have to get an MRI done now. I have some pills I need to take for the next month, and she said it's possible that it's something that will just kind of like get better on its own kind of thing. But pretty much right now, it's just kind of a waiting game until I know, or until I do the MRI and get the results from that. So we'll just have to wait and kind of see what happens from there kind of thing. But I'm actually really proud of myself because those types of situations just completely frazzle me. Like, I've been so anxious about it for a week. So it just feels good that everything went well and that all that worrying was for nothing in the end. So back to Les Miserables. I'm now on book 8, which is called Counter-Strike, which is kind of interesting, but pretty much I read all these chapters because I just wanted to know what Jean Valjean ended up doing in this situation. It's all about the courtroom. It's just this huge courtroom scene, which I think it's so crazy how little the justice system has actually changed throughout time. Like with having the judge as the prosecutor, the defense attorney, like the jury, like all of that. The whole setup is still the same as it was so long ago. So pretty much Jean Valjean gets to the town where this trial is being held, and he gets there when it's already in progress, so he's just kind of there watching and listening. And at the end, when they're talking to this dude and they're like, "You're Jean Valjean, like, come on, stop, like, denying it," that's when he kind of stands up and is like, "No, I'm actually Jean Valjean." But the Champmathieu guy, like, oh my god, I feel so sorry for him. Like, they keep reiterating, like, how dumb he is and how he doesn't understand. And himself, he's even like, "I had no schooling, I'm just a really poor guy, like, I didn't do anything, I don't know what the hell is going on." And everyone is just literally laughing at him. The entire audience, which is packed, is laughing at this dude. The jury is borderline laughing at this dude. So it's just like so sad because he's so confused and doesn't understand what's happening. And I'm actually going to read the very little last part from book 7 because I think it like sums it up pretty well. It says, "It took the jury a very short time to acquit the man Champmathieu of the charge against him. In being at once released, he went off in a state of total stupefaction, thinking all men mad and understanding nothing of what had transpired." Which I'm pretty sure if the same thing happened to me, I would have no clue what the hell was going on either. It probably would feel like some weird alternate universe kind of thing. But yeah, the real Jean Valjean stands up, and no one believes him, obviously, at first. They're all just like, is there a doctor in the house? Because like this dude is talking bullshit. But there's the 3 convicts there that were identifying this old dude as Jean Valjean. And so he says things about them that only Jean Valjean would know kind of deal. And so everyone is just completely shocked. And they literally just let him walk away. He's like, "If you're not going to put me in cuffs right now, like I have other shit to do. And so I'm going to leave. You know where I'm going. Just contact me later," kind of thing. And he literally just walks out of the trial. Because that was the main thing that I was wondering. It's like, how is he going to go get Cosette? Like, how is that whole situation going to happen if he's taken into custody again? And so that's what was really confusing me. And I didn't really understand how that was going to play out. Wow, this thing really hurts my hand from holding up, so I'm going to set it down. But yeah, that whole thing was just so confusing because I'm like, how? Just like, what happens? How does he escape again kind of thing? Whatever. I wasn't sure. But also, Javert had already left the court. So he wasn't there, and I think if he had been, it probably would have gone down a lot differently. But since he was already gone, everyone's just kind of like in this shock that they just let him walk out of the courtroom. And so I assume the next thing is going to be getting Cosette, but I'm not sure if Fantine is going to pass first or not. None of this section mentioned her at all. It was just the trial and kind of him wrestling with his feelings still. So that was actually pretty tense, because I'm like, man, is he gonna admit who he is? Is he not? I'm thinking like he had to, based on like that one song in Les Miserables and stuff. So it was actually a pretty interesting moment, because he's kind of like coming to terms with who he was and who he now is, and like the merging of those two characters. So good job on him. I'm interested to see what Javert's initial reaction is going to be when he finds out. It's now Tuesday. I haven't started book 8 yet, but I've also designated this as my do nothing day, just because I've been so busy the past few weeks and my body is like at its limit. I need to just kind of have a rest day. But I'm filming, so still doing something. But I had this idea where, because I know eventually in reading this book, I want to kind of go to the places in Paris that are mentioned in the book, but we're not exactly to the Paris parts yet. So I was actually kind of wondering like where the towns that have been mentioned so far are, like how Jean Valjean is the mayor of Montreuil-sur-Mer. So like I wanted to look that up and see where these places are. And so I thought that might be fun to kind of show and do together a bit. I did look this up a little last night though, because I hadn't thought to like film it yet. So I'm just gonna kind of have this here for the audio and then screen record for the rest. So I'm gonna start screen recording. Okay, that's working. So let's click on the map. All right, I'm gonna scroll out here. Okay, so this ended up being way further north in France than I was expecting. Like obviously with the name like sur mer, it's like on the sea, so I knew it was gonna be by water. But for some reason, like I was expecting it to be like over here or like by Normandy or something. But no, it is way up north here. And I'm gonna scroll out a bit more so you can see more of France. Like, it is almost as north as you can get in the country. And for more context, Paris is right here, which that's kind of funny. It has a flag on it already. So the story is currently quite far from Paris, actually. That's another reason why I thought it might be like more over here, is because then it wouldn't be like too far. So this is where Jean Valjean is the mayor of and has kind of built up that factory and everything. And then there's the town of Arras. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but that's where he just went to admit that he's Jean Valjean and let the guy off who has the mistaken identity kind of thing. And that is supposed to be... there it is. Okay. I gotta zoom out a bit more. Alright, so here is Arras. So Jean Valjean rode a horse. Well, not rode a horse. It was like pulling like a weird cart thing. From here all the way to here in 14 hours. And apparently a lot went wrong, and so it should have been faster, but like, dang. Alright. Can I actually put another marker here? Oh, okay. Tiny marker, but whatever. It's a marker. Oh, okay. Well, we're just gonna leave that. Okay. So I'll zoom out a little bit. Okay, so from there to there. And I actually need to look up the town where Cosette is. Alright, so where is... Oh, that's a lot further away than I expected. Wow, that's a place that I could like realistically get to from here. Alright, so let's try and find that on this other map. Alright, so Fantine left Cosette here. There it is. Montfermeil, I believe is how you would say that. And that is a lot closer to Paris than I expected. So this is where the Thénardiers are, the innkeeper, and freaking Cosette, or not Cosette, Fantine walked from there all the way to her hometown here. So she walked from there to there. Okay. All right. This is actually really helping me a lot. Obviously wondering, okay, there is Tarty beating up Ori in the background because he is under a blanket. But yeah, it gives some more context as to why Fantine like wasn't able to go back. But I mean, if Jean Valjean can get from there to there in like 14 hours, I feel like a few days trip she'd be able to get from there to down by Paris. So it makes a bit more sense now, but still it's kind of like, you didn't do any of it for 5 years. Like, So I guess we just stay in northern France for a good chunk of this story then. Because I know obviously most of it takes place in Paris, but I don't know, I just didn't, like just having the context for the other areas, I feel like it helps picture it better and just understand things a bit better. So that's why I kind of wanted to check this out. I'm actually curious if there's an RER that goes to this town, because it looks like there's a castle there. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, theoretically I could go take a trip there, but it's gonna take a while. An hour-and-a-half trip. But yeah, that's just one thing I want to add to these vlogs is actually like where all this is taking place, and if it's possible for me to visit the places that are mentioned or like the areas, then I definitely want to do that. So that is something that I will be keeping up with in here. But yeah, no real talk of the book today, just checking out those places. Today is February 24th and we need to do some real talk. So I know that this really isn't going to be seen until probably a few weeks from now, but this morning I woke up to the news that Ukraine had been invaded by Russia. This is worldwide headline type of news. Russia is also threatening that any countries that try to interfere with them are pretty much going to be nuked. So what a time to be alive. If you are in a country where you are able to contact your legislators, I cannot stress enough how important that is. Let them know that we should not just be sitting and watching cities be hit with missiles and be doing nothing. I know not everyone is able to do this, but there are also several relief funds for Ukrainian refugees that are popping up now. Just make sure that you are donating to one that is a real association that is really helping people and is not a scam. But just doing little things like these helps the overall big picture, because it is possible that this just brings us another step closer to the dreaded World War III. So I'm not going to talk about Les Mis today, as there are way more important things happening with the world. But when I found out the news, I just felt sick to my stomach, and the more I read about what is happening in the towns of Ukraine, it's just, I was close to tears. Like, I cannot imagine being there and witnessing these atrocities right now. I am just devastated for the people of Ukraine. And here in Paris, there are already demonstrations in front of the Ukrainian embassy and also at Place de République, which is a really famous like protesting area. People are showing up there in support of Ukraine. There are also other demonstrations scheduled for Saturday, so there are lots of ways to kind of participate and try to make your voice be heard. And I'm hoping by the time this video actually goes up on my channel that Ukraine will be in a better situation than they are today. But oh my god, I really hope this does not get worse. Definitely going to be following this very closely as it unfolds, and I just really hope to God Putin doesn't fucking nuke someone. It's now been a few days. It is Sunday, so it's actually a day later than I would usually end this, but we were gone almost the entire day Saturday, so I just did not have time to film an outro yesterday, and also I have laundry going right now, so you might be able to hear that in the background. But with everything happening in Ukraine right now, I'm not going to talk about Les Mis today. This week has obviously been very strange and difficult, and personally I haven't exactly really felt like reading since the invasion happened and everything. I guess I've been doing what people would call doom scrolling, where you're just constantly like trying to stay updated with the news and paying attention to like everything that is going on, and that can be very overwhelming. I've actually shed some tears over things that have happened, but one thing I've really found out is the Ukrainian people are just badass as hell, and their president is amazing. Like, I really wish we could have a president like him in America, because hot damn, the more I learn about him and his story, just the more respect I have for the guy. Like, he is just so freaking cool, and I can't imagine how just he's lifting the spirits of the Ukrainian people and everything, because he's just like a beacon of hope right now. And he has chosen to stay in Ukraine, in Kiev, which I know the Ukrainian spelling of Kiev is Kyiv, but I also know it's pronounced a little bit differently, and I've watched someone pronounce it, but I can't actually make those sounds myself. So I apologize that I'm not exactly saying the city the Ukrainian way. I am so glad that countries are finally giving aid to Ukraine. Like, it seems like once one country kind of was like, okay, we're gonna send this to Ukraine, then another country pitched in, and another, and finally more and more stuff is happening. It's just been crazy to see like such a superpower like Russia just kind of get their asses handed to them, and just seeing a people actually rise up and protect their nation the correct way, cough cough US cough cough. If this conflict is still ongoing when this video goes up, as I know that I'm a few weeks behind on posting these weekly vlogs, which I do want to try and catch up on so they're a bit more current. So I'm not sure what things are going to look like by the time this posts, but as of today, Ukraine has actually gained a lot more ground. They still have Kiev. They retook the second largest town in their country, and it's just kind of more and more good news on their part. And also, as of right now, their president is still alive, which I hope stays the case. Like, oh my gosh, I truly hope everything turns out well for this country. But I'm interested to see in the coming days what more and more countries do to kind of say fuck you to Russia. But like I said, if this is still an ongoing conflict, I will have resources down below to donate, show your support to the Ukrainian people. And because this week's vlog has been quite depressing, I've actually kind of like, I need to stay away from social media a bit, because I can definitely feel how it's affecting me mentally. But like, every time I think that, it's just like, I can't imagine what the people there are actually going through, and so I'm just like, I can't just not see what's going on. But to end this video on a bit of a lighter note, here is an Appa clip.
Look at that cute Appa feet. Oh my goodness. Oh no, he woke up. Oh no. Oh my goodness.
At least it'll give us just a little serotonin boost, which is definitely needed right now.